The roof at Rogers Center glows, but what it hides is more telling than what it shows. On the surface, this is a contender against a spoiler, the Blue Jays chasing October glory, the Orioles already turned toward 2026, but the season series whispers otherwise. Baltimore has taken 6 of 10, a shadow that Toronto cannot ignore. We start with Baltimore's arm, Tomoyuki Sugano. His record reads 10 wins, 8 losses, a 4.51 ERA. But numbers can't steady a landing foot bruised by a comebacker just 6 days ago. Pitching begins in the earth, in balance and anchor. If pain lingers, command scatters. Against this lineup, even a single slip becomes an avalanche. Guerrero has already punished him, Jimenez as well. And behind Sugano waits a bullpen without its guardian, Felix Bautista. Once he exits, Baltimore walks on thin ice. For Toronto, Max Scherzer takes the ball. 5 wins, 3 losses, an ERA of 4.36. But what he carries is older than numbers, the weight of decades, the memory of high-stakes battles. He is the man a franchise calls when it needs steadiness. Yet time bends even the fiercest competitors. His fastball does not roar as it once did, and young Baltimore bats, hungry, fearless, know that reputation doesn't strike them out. Lineups tell their own parable. Toronto's offense is mighty, second best in baseball, built on contact and power. Yet Bo Bichette's knee injury tears a hole in the middle of that order. Springer rises, Guerrero presses, but the balance is broken. Baltimore's lineup, inconsistent all year, now brims with rookies like Samuel Basallo and Dylan Beavers, wild cards who play with nothing to lose. In that freedom, chaos grows. Both bullpens are wounded. Toronto has lost its trusted setup men. Baltimore lost its closer. Relief innings will not be calm. They will be accelerants. And the history between these clubs proves it. In July, Baltimore scored 11, then 16, in back-to-back wins. The market set this total at 8.5. Our system ran the filters, pitching frailty, bullpen exhaustion, lineup volatility, historical eruption. Every path bends to the same conclusion, and today's AI pick is over 8.5 runs. 2 veterans, 1 limping, 1 aging. 2 offenses walking opposite roads, 1 missing its anchor, 1 fueled by youth. This total cannot hold. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 2 with Abaddon.
2 last-place teams meet in Washington, but do not mistake this for a meaningless game. The Pirates and Nationals are mirrors of failure, each broken in opposite ways. Pittsburgh cannot hit. Washington cannot pitch. That tension sets the stage for fire. On the mound for Pittsburgh is Bubba Chandler. His 7.36 ERA screams disaster, but ERA lies. His FIP sits at 4.51, nearly 3 runs lower, proof that bad defense and worse luck have twisted his numbers. He is an athlete with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball, a 4-pitch mix, and raw talent that is not yet hardened into control. 12 strikeouts in under 15 innings show the weaponry. But his whip of 150 tells the other half. Men on base, innings unraveling. Today is his trial. On the road, against a lineup with enough contact to expose every missed location. For Washington, Andrew Alvarez counters. The surface line glitters. 1.86 ERA. Whip below 1.0 in just under 10 innings. But ERA glitters like fool's gold. His FIP at 4.80 signals the truth. Too many walks, not enough swing and miss, and a defense bailing him out with leather and luck. Regression waits, patient but certain. A pitcher living on the edge of fortune cannot live there long. Pittsburgh's lineup may be anemic, dead last in runs scored, but even the weakest bats find breath against pitchers due for correction. Offenses decide this game as much as the rookies. The Pirates average barely over 4 runs per game, batting just .232 with the fewest home runs in baseball. Yet Washington's staff has allowed nearly 800 runs on the season, second worst in the league. A stoppable force meets a movable object. At some point, one must give. The Nationals' bats, ranked 20th in runs scored, are not elite but are functional. Against Chandler's inexperience and Pittsburgh's .2250 road record, They will find chances. Bullpens will not save either side. Pittsburgh's arms have held up, but 6 straight losses and constant strain wear even a capable staff down. Washington's bullpen bleeds runs late, part of the reason they sit in the division cellar. The line holds the total at 8.5. 2 rookie pitchers with opposite regression profiles. One team that cannot score, facing one staff that cannot prevent runs. Momentum tilts Nationals, but the greater edge is volatility. And today's AI pick is over 8.5 runs. It will not be pretty. It will not be clean. But numbers bend toward chaos. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 3.
Fenway Park breathes heavy tonight, a cathedral where rivalry and memory never sleep. The Yankees arrive chasing ground in the American League East. The Red Sox hold their line, both clubs tangled in a playoff race where every pitch shifts the future. The standings are razor-thin, and this game doesn't just count, it cuts. On the mound for New York is Max Fried. A 16-5 record with a 3.02 ERA tells you the story of an ace. Fried has thrown 176 innings, striking out 163 while walking only 46. He has steadied a rotation gutted by injury, shouldering the burden left behind by Garrett Cole's lost season. Fried is precise, a craftsman with fastball command and a curve that bends late. But his challenge here isn't numbers, it's the weight of history. Boston has beaten New York in 8 of 10 meetings this year. Even an ace cannot ignore the shadow of failure. Across from him, Boston hands the ball to Brayan Bello, an 11-6 record and 3.12 ERA in 152.2 innings. Bello isn't overpowering, just 114 strikeouts, but he doesn't have to be. He thrives on ground balls, on rhythm, on turning Fenway's quirks into weapons. And his history against the Yankees' heart is undeniable. Aaron Judge, the anchor of New York's lineup, is just 2 for 20 against Bello. Stanton, 2 for 10. Bello cuts out the power source, and in doing so, tilts the balance of the rivalry. Lineups matter as much as arms. The Yankees carry thunder, but lean too heavily on Judge and Stanton. When Bello silences them, others must rise. Volpe has done it before, hitting .353 against him. But Boston has the psychological edge. Every player knows they've owned the series. For the Red Sox, the injuries are heavy, but the confidence is heavier. Fenway adds pressure, the crowd roaring with the weight of 100 years behind every pitch. The line gives New York a 130 money line, Boston plus 1.5 on the run line at 140. Astroball runs its filters. Dominant pitcher, but rival dominance, situational pressure, and Bello's specific success against New York's stars. The math folds into the history, and today's AI pick is Red Sox plus 1.5 on the run line. The rivalry sharpens every edge, and Boston has proven it will not fold. This spread holds value against the weight of Yankee expectation. Will we cash, or will we burn? On to Game 4 with Anna.
Citizens Bank Park opens its gates tonight under the glow of September baseball, where ambition and attrition collide. The Phillies stand tall, leading the National League East with an 87-60 record, already assured of October, but bruised by injuries that test their depth. The Royals, clinging to faint wildcard hopes at 74-73, play with the desperation of a team whose season could slip away at any moment. This is not just a game. It is a collision of a juggernaut and a survivor. On the mound for Kansas City is Ryan Bergert, a young right-hander thrust into the rotation by necessity. His season sits at 2-2, a thin resume shaped more by injury to the Royals' veterans than by earned opportunity. His arsenal has shown flashes, but command remains inconsistent, and against a lineup as punishing as Philadelphia's, even one mistake can swing the night. For Bergert, the task is monumental. Limit walks, keep the ball on the ground, and hope the park holds his fly balls. In a hitter's haven like this, the margin is razor thin. Philadelphia counters with Taijuan Walker. At 4-8, his record tells of inconsistency, but tonight is an opportunity for redemption. With Zach Wheeler lost for the year, the Phillies need Walker to show he can shoulder innings in a postseason rotation. His role is clear: pitch deep, protect the bullpen, and give his offense the chance to bury Kansas City early. Walker's sinker and splitter will be critical here. When he commands both, he can induce the ground balls needed to neutralize rallies. Offensively, the Phillies are still a force, even without Trea Turner and Alec Boehm. Bryce Harper, pressed into the leadoff spot, sets the tone. Behind him, Kyle Schwarber looms as the game breaker, already past the 50 home run mark. Bryson Stott and Nick Castellanos round out a lineup that punishes mistakes and thrives at home. The Royals, by contrast, are built on small ball. Bobby Witt Jr. provides speed and consistency, while Vinny Pasquantino supplies power, but the supporting cast lacks punch. Against Walker and the Phillies' bullpen, they will need flawless execution just to keep pace. The line sets Philadelphia at 150 on the money line, 1.5 runs on the spread with a tempting plus 145 payout. Astrobol ran the filters: lineup power, ballpark factors, bullpen stability, and desperation dynamics. The verdict is decisive, and today's AI pick is Phillies, 1.5 on the run line, power bats, home dominance, and Kansas City's battered pitching staff tilt this toward a clear margin. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 5 with Rocco.
Progressive Field sets the stage tonight, a ballpark wrapped in tension. For the Guardians, this is a must-win. A wild card chase gives them no margin for error, every pitch a weight on the chest. For the White Sox, the season is already lost, but that makes them dangerous. A team with no pressure, riding an 8-2 surge, playing the spoiler's role with nothing to lose. On the mound for Chicago is Davis Martin. He's no ace, 6.9 on the year, a 4.03 ERA across 127 innings, but he knows how to survive. He pitches to contact, doesn't miss many bats, and leans on his defense. His FIP tells a harsher story, nearly a run higher, warning that regression lurks. Yet sometimes the numbers bend differently in September. Against Cleveland once already, he held his own. His job tonight is clear. Keep the ball in play, don't implode, and let Chicago's bullpen, ranked among baseball's top 5, carry the load if he can escape the middle innings. Cleveland sends the rookie Parker Messick, and that's the other half of this drama. 4 starts, a 1.93 ERA, control sharp enough to cut glass. His FIP at 254 shows the legitimacy. This isn't luck, this is talent. But talent meets pressure here. A pennant race doesn't give rookies space to breathe. Every batter, every pitch, the crowd roars, the season hangs in the air. That's where nerves carve into command, where the moment weighs heavier than the stats. Messick's challenge isn't just the White Sox lineup, it's himself. Offenses tilt the scale toward restraint. Chicago has been hot, but without Luis Robert Jr., their ceiling lowers. Cleveland ranks 29th in runs scored. Small ball, situational hitting, grinding for scraps. Both lineups can scratch across runs, but neither is built to explode tonight. The number sits at 8. 10 meetings this season, Cleveland owns an 8-2 record, yet the run differential across them is just 8 runs total. Game after game, decided by 1 or 2. Low scoring, tight margins, tension late. History doesn't lie. It shows us how these clubs meet and what follows. And today's AI pick is under 8 runs. The math, the matchups, the moment, it bends toward a quieter night. 2 arms fighting for different reasons. 2 lineups dulled by injury and inconsistency. Runs will be precious. Will we cash or will we burn? And with that, Lilith takes the mic for the recap.
The night bends under the weight of 5 battles, and I will give them to you plain. Game 1, Orioles versus Blue Jays. The system spoke, and the total breaks. The pick is over 8.5. Game 2, Pirates versus Nationals. 2 broken teams, 2 leaking staffs. The pick is over 8.5. Game 3, Yankees versus Red Sox. Rivalry sharpened to the bone. The pick is Red Sox, 1.5. Game 4, Royals versus Phillies. Power at home, the margin clear. The pick is Phillies, 1.5 on the run line. Game 5, White Sox versus Guardians. Tension, pressure, and silence. The pick is under 8. Ahora lo diré en español. Juego 1. Orioles contra Azulejos. La jugada es más de 8.5 carreras. Juego 2. Piratas contra Nacionales. La jugada es más de 8.5 carreras. Juego 3. Yankees contra Medias Rojas. La jugada es Medias Rojas. Más 1.5. Juego 4. Reales contra Phillies. La jugada es Phillies. 1.5 en la línea de carrera. Juego 5. Medias Blancas contra Guardianes. La jugada es menos de 8 carreras. Back to English. 5 calls, 5 edges cut from the numbers. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Und der alte Satz flüstert, wer den Sturm überlebt, trägt die Wahrheit in seinen Narben. The old saying whispers, whoever survives the storm carries the truth in their scars.